So many people regress in life, and if you don't know what regression is, it's the opposite of progressing. We typically start this rate of regression as we step up through high school. Now, as we progress in school, we regress in our lives, and we will slowly be setting up our futures on how we will operate outside of high school. Now, some kids would have a story where, you know, they're just drinking a lot in high school and they're going out to parties and stuff, and, you know, that's what they would do. And of course, once high school comes around, if they don't have that like self-improvement mindset, obviously they're going to be leaving high school and they're going to be those weird kids who's showing up to parties at like 23 with a whole bunch of 16-year-olds, and like that can get really illegal really fast. And that's what ends up happening to those kind of guys, right? So for me, luckily I was able to kind of figure out by my senior year, you know, what's going on with my depression, and let's like figure myself out, you know, and I got on self-improvement. But a lot of these other guys, you know, with other similar and sometimes different circumstances, you know, the only thing that they know is partying. It's all they'll do. It's all they'll ever try to do. And they won't live for anything else. And I wanted to share 3 other steps that I've taken in my life that I especially did outside of high school that really benefited me. But you can also implement this in high school if you need to. They're going to be more for like outside of high school, but they will apply. Alright, so number 1 is stop hanging out with your bummy friends. Now, hanging out with your bummy friends is the reason why you're being held back, okay? For example, the guy who's sitting there drinking and doing all that stuff with his friends, obviously he's convincing his other buddies to do the same, even whenever they get out of high school. And what this creates is that these large groups of kids, right, in high school, they end up splitting off into smaller groups and they start creating their own like little niches and stuff like that outside of high school. And what ends up happening is that some of them move on and they live and they do good things. Others will just continue doing the same thing that they did in high school. So obviously following a group of people that are just really stupid and just weak-minded is not going to benefit you whatsoever. Alright, so number 2 is change your habits. Now, changing your habits will be very good for you, because I was once again very depressed in high school. And what did I do in high school? All the time, I played a lot of video games and I had no real crazy hobbies. Yes, I did do some skateboarding, and yes, that was a great hobby, but I ended up moving out into the middle of nowhere, okay? And I had to drive around in order to find a skate park or even just a flat surface to skate on, because we live on a main road. I'm not skating on a road where everybody's going like 65. And maybe you are in a similar situation where gaming is mostly your main hobby. You might have some other little things that you like doing, but gaming is your biggest hobby. And honestly, it's not a bad thing to reward yourself with some gaming here and there, but you really got to change your habits. Being that gamer that fapped off every single day and had no goals made me feel completely useless in life. And obviously you will feel useless yourself if you continue this path. What you have to do is find something that you love doing and then start working towards it every single day. For example, you maybe want to become a YouTuber, a Twitch streamer, or maybe even a professional writer. Whatever it may be that you want to do, you have to start working towards it every single day. I know guys who play college football, and yes, maybe their intentions aren't to go in the NFL, but they are still doing physical activities and they're looking good, and they're also doing the things that they want to do in life that makes them super happy. And that is what you can do. That's what you can start doing today. Change those bad habits that you currently have and start replacing them with better ones. Alright, so the last one is number 3, staying in the same place. Now, of course, I get it. Maybe you're young and you don't have a car and you can't just go on a little adventure, okay? You can't just leave the States. That's not really possible maybe for you. But what you can do is start saving up money and then allow that money to build up as an experience that you will pay for in the future. Because the new pair of shoes or the new AirPods are completely useless if you're just buying them for looks, or just you just really, oh, the quality is just worth the $500. I mean, I know they're not that much, but you get what I'm saying here. Like, I've literally taken a budget trip before to Canada for literally $500. But like, you could literally do cool things for cheap. You can do really fun, adventurous stuff, and you can even do it within your town. Because being cooped up in your room like I was, being depressed and just, you know, grinding out camo challenges every single day was completely useless to my time, and it never made me feel any better. I never wanted to leave the house, and that is obviously a problem within itself. But honestly, once I started to realize that I needed to get on self-improvement, I needed to start doing something with my life, that's when I started to see some real change. Because, you know, then at least at that point, I'm in my bedroom, but I'm also editing videos and I'm making YouTube videos and I'm feeling good about doing what I'm doing. I at least felt, and I still feel at that point, I'm making progress in something that I love. Rather than being like Call of Duty, where you put all this time and effort into Warzone and then they release Warzone 2 and then all of a sudden they're like, no, we're not giving you anything that you worked for. This is a new game. Just a little side rant I had to get out there. I don't play that game anymore. Frick that game. But really, I think that if you implement one of those three or all three of those suggestions, you won't be depressed. You won't have so many problems in high school. You won't have so many problems outside of high school. You're not gonna be the one kid that's, you know, still partying at 26 with 16 and 18-year-olds. Bro, like, that's disgusting. You should be like working on yourself and like building up money and like building up like that like financial free future that you dream of having. And who cares if it's not attainable until you're 40, at least you did it before like 60, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's better to start now and start working towards the things that you love rather than putting it off and waiting, because instant gratification is so much better. And if you felt like you learned something from this video, I would really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, if you have not already. And check out this video right here. Whoa, this video is some of the hobbies and habits and just some of the self-improvement ideas that I used in my teens that helped me get through high school. So watch this video because it honestly pairs up super well with this video, and you could probably relate and understand some of these things. If not, you'll learn something. So check this video out if you haven't already, and find the fire within you and stay Diablo.